Do what thou wilt shall be the whole of the law. Frater Oz again. Wanted to make a video today to talk about freedom. And I'm not going to throw a bunch of quotes out there and stuff like that in this video. But freedom is something that I've been thinking a lot about over the last year. And it's kind of what's pushed me toward this whole van life thing. But it's not a new thing. It's not some new realization that I've had about these ideas about freedom. And also success. We'll talk about success some as well. And by the way, if you want to follow things that are non-Thelema related and my van life journey and stuff like that, I'm starting to transition that content to what used to be my stock channel, and I'm going to leave a link down in the description below for you to subscribe to that. It's now been renamed to the Yellow Brick Road. So follow the Yellow Brick Road if you want to see my thoughts about stuff outside of a Thelemic context, and just keep up with what I'm doing. So about freedom, it's no secret that Thelema has a lot to do with freedom, with personal freedom. And, there's also a lot of stuff in there about success. And to me, freedom and success go hand in hand. And this idea of freedom, you really have to look at it on an individual level. What represents freedom to me is not necessarily the thing that represents freedom for everyone. We have this theme within Thelema of breaking the chains of slavery and breaking the chains of slavery to the slave gods and all this stuff. And a lot of times we think of that on a very spiritual level. As with most things that I talk about here, we have to also think about these things on a practical level. And from my perspective as an individual, I see that a lot of people are not really embracing that on a practical level. And I chalk that up a lot of times to what I'm talking about, whereas freedom to me is not necessarily the same thing as freedom to other people. But, for me, working 60 hours a week, spending 80% of my money on bills is not freedom. All right? If you look at statistics on it and how much percentage people spend of their income on things like rent and health insurance and, full coverage car insurance and car payment and electric bills and water bills and just all of these things that people are spending all their money on. Just think, if you cut all those down to the bare minimum, how much money you would save and how little money you could actually live on. In particular, if you were able to somehow get yourself into a situation like I'm in, where I don't have any of that stuff. I don't pay rent, I don't pay electric bills, water bills, car payments, credit card bills, none of it. I pay insurance on my vehicle, and it's bare minimum liability insurance because I'm not financing it, so I don't have to spend a bunch of extra money getting all that full coverage and all that stuff. Now, that's not for everybody. That's what I'm trying to get across here, is that some people like the nice car and the nice house and the things like that are what helps them feel free. And if that's you, I got nothing against that. You know what I mean? That's why I say that this has to do with success, because you will see a lot, or every once in a while anyway, somebody that comes in and is like, oh, well, these Thelemites are not successful because they're poor and blah, 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 or this Thelemite's not successful because they spend all their time at a job and they don't have any time to do anything, or whatever the case may be, when what you really need to think about is, how does that person feel? Do they feel like they're freeing themselves through their actions, or do they hate their life? And now, if they hate their life and stuff like that, that's when I would say that they're not successful. But as long as a person is happy and fulfilled, their financial status and what they do for a living and stuff like that is meaningless. The freedom and the success comes from the internal feeling of freedom. And what form that takes, or what provides that for an individual, is different for everyone, much like many things within Thelema. One person, maybe they grew up dirt poor and didn't have any money, and so they felt that as a restriction, and then now they feel that making more money and having nice things is what gives them this sense of freedom. Whereas somebody who, like me, who grew up pretty poor, like, I think that all of those things are what restricts me, and I would rather have less things and more actual freedom to live my life the way I want to live it, and that is what feels successful to me. So there's differences in how we all view this thing, and I would caution you against making judgments on people's level of success or level of freedom based on your own ideas about these concepts. And that's the main point that I want to get across, And I would say, examine the way that you live your life. This is all about introspection. I mean, the initiation happens on the inside. Lon posted a thing the other day that talked about how initiation is not a climb up a ladder. It's not a journey upward up a ladder. It's a journey inward. And so I would challenge you to look at your life and introspect and think.
New message, daily reminder, ***, pilot truck stops. Professional drivers can earn up to 5 points per gallon this month in Max Overdrive after activating push 4 points in the My Rewards Plus app. Earning more points on the road means more free stuff, drinks, snacks, merchandise, and so much more. Remind your drivers to download the My Rewards Plus app and activate push 4 points to make sure they don't miss out on earning more points faster when the calendar flips.
I don't know why they're breaking into my video to advertise a truck stop points program. That doesn't make any sense. Anyway, I would challenge you, sorry about that, I would challenge you to introspect, to think about your life, and do you feel free, and do you feel like you're enslaved to certain things in your life, and try to break those chains. Try to feel the maximum amount of freedom in your life that you can, whatever form that takes. For me, the van life thing is like going to really up my freedom for a year when I do it, because right now, like, I do feel very free. My bills are super low. And so I have lots of expendable income. I say lots. I don't make real great money, guys. But, I have the money that I do make, I'm not pumping it out on all these bills. So I'm able to save. I'm able to buy things that I want to buy. And the thing that's lacking currently is that while I don't have a lot of people breathing down my neck at my job, I do spend large amounts of time at my job and not being able to pursue the things that I want to pursue in life. So by saving a bunch of money, buying a van, and taking a year off, I'm going to eliminate that chain from my life, at least for a time period, and feel even more free. And some people look at that and they're like, but you're living in a van and blah, blah, blah. But, like, I already live like that. Like, that's not an issue for me. What is an issue is wanting to break this chain that I have to this company and be able to travel and do things, for a year. If it was to turn into something much longer term, that would be fantastic. But a lot of blocks have to fall into place for that to ever happen. And I'm not counting on it. Right now, I'm just kind of planning to, hey, I'm going to save up enough to take a year off and enjoy myself for a year. And then I'll come back to this. And then we'll go from there. Maybe I'll reevaluate. Maybe I'll save again and take another year off. Like, this is where I am in this journey. And it's all about freedom and feeling free and feeling successful. And for me, it's not about things and stuff. And to some people it is. And that's fine. But, I just wanted to give you guys some food for thought to think about with your interactions with others. And also to think about the things that you're doing in your own life. And whether they make you feel enslaved or they make you feel free. And think about it, about how to break the chains of slavery that are in your life, whatever those look like, and make baby steps toward that. identifying goals that will help you to feel more fulfilled, to feel more joyous, more free, and more successful, even if it doesn't look like that to other people. Don't fuck what everybody else thinks. Make yourself happy and joyous, and live your life your way, and the way that makes you happy. And do thinking about that, do introspection about that, and about ways, brainstorm ways that you could make yourself more happy and more free and to feel more successful. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Also, again, the other channel is called The Yellow Brick Road. I'm going to leave a link in the description if you want to go subscribe over there. I'm going to talk about lots of topics on that other channel that aren't relevant here. Stuff like my investing in the stock market and the van life, my ideas, and I'm tracking my progress over there towards saving up. And if that's something you're interested in following, go to the description below and click that link and follow the Yellow Brick Road. Follow the Yellow Brick Road. Love is the law. Love under will.